Talk Show. Recorded live.
Welcome to Freedom Fighters for America Radio, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Tom Hennigan and Stew Webb Intel Hour, and we'd like to start off the show with the national anthem.
And it's August the 19th, 2009, and this is Stew Webb, and tonight Tom Hennigan's not going to be able to join us. I cannot get into specifics of why he will not be here, but he will not be. And instead, Chris and I are going to do the show from Freedom Fighters for America. Chris, how are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing pretty well. Well, I know there's a lot of things that have been happening this week. You want to bring out anything first?
Well, we can. I think we ought to discuss the fact that there's going to be a bank holiday. We've got that up on our website under stewwebb.com. And sometime in September, they're planning on bringing in the Merrill dollar, Merrill currency, and basically bankrupting the Federal Reserve and allowing the derivatives that are parked there and all these illegal mortgages that have been parked there to basically collapse. And they think that they can just make this thing go away by declaring bankruptcy and insolvent the Federal Reserve. And it's not the case, but they believe it is. And, of course, the Merrill dollar will be a Canadian, U.S., and Mexican dollar combined. So when this happens, folks, we're going to devaluate by anywhere from 70 to 90%. In other words, you're going to walk in the bank, you're going to trade in your Federal Reserve notes for your new Merrill note, and what you receive is 10 cents on the dollar, possibly 30 cents on the dollar if you're lucky.
That's very interesting. I mean, that involves Canada and Mexico, too. So this is the North American Union that they've been so desperate in accomplishing here.
Yes, it is. New world order in the currency, Chris, and that's what their plans are. And, of course, along with it, we're talking about the swine flu, what they call the pigs will fly. The pigs will fly is the code name of the NSA operation that is behind this, using nanotechnology to light up these swine flu and the bird flu viruses, along with the SARS, military grade of SARS, of which they unleashed down in Mexico here about 3 months ago when it first broke out. Now, I want to get in a little bit of specifics about this. People don't know this. We reported this week on our website under www.stewwebb.com. There's 50,000 deaths, folks, in America right now of the swine flu, unreported by the government. The government is quite aware of it. They're the ones that came up with the numbers. Officially, they're saying there's only 10,000 dead in the past 3 to 4 months. They're claiming since the first of the year the swine flu problem. But we have 50,000 Americans already dead. They've been reporting, I've been hearing on radio out here in the Midwest, various stations I listen to during the day for music while I'm working. I've been hearing different reports coming out saying that various Christian camps, Boy Scout camps, Cub Scouts, Girl Scout camps, and the various camps, summer camps for kids, had to be closed in August due to the fact that so many kids were coming down with the virus, either the swine flu and or the bird flu virus, and contaminating it. They'd walk in there with 300 other kids, and all of a sudden 50 or 75 of them were contaminated in the first week. Now, they've closed down these camps. I heard about a school over in New Jersey. They reported on the news that just opened, and 300 kids came down with the flu bug. So we've got a major epidemic that's going to happen here in America. And this is pre-planned, pre-designed. They sprayed us with these viruses. They can light these things up with what they call nanotechnology using radio frequencies, and they can target certain areas. So say if you're in Dallas, Texas, as an example, and they decide that they want to take out Dallas, Texas, they can light the whole place up with nanotechnology from a computer. And basically, all of a sudden, within 30 days, Dallas, Texas is going to be in a epidemic situation. So these are two things that we have to look forward to in the very near future, and this swine flu, the flying pigs, they call it, combined. If one virus doesn't get you, one of the other two will. And I might add, do not take the flu shot, what they call the flu shot. 9 out of 10 people will die from this flu shot. That's the reports we're getting from various high-level officials. Go ahead, Chris.
I find it extremely interesting that, the so-called quote-unquote conspiracy theorists who've been saying for years and talking about the Amero and talking about the North American Union, and now here it is. Here's the Amero coming out, and here's everything that conspiracy theorists have been saying right along. So it has been a planned operation, and people knew about this for many years. They follow the dots, and so now they're looking to again, come in with martial law and use this swine flu as an epidemic proportion and kill off many people. And you think, what do you think about these FEMA camps? You think that, now we've heard about them. Do you think this is the next step also?
Yeah, I believe it will be part of the process. And let's back up on the FEMA camps. They've been around since the 1980s, and they were created by Colonel Ollie North of Fox News Network when he was acting as a stooge for George Herbert Walker Bush. They're right there in the White House. He's the one that came up with FEMA. They created FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, that was not part of the government. It was actually created with drug money. If you look under FEMA, under stewwebb.com, look under table of contents, go and look at Private Tyree and the lawsuit that he has and the story that's in there about him where he revealed this. He was part of the operation. Later they adopted it as a government agency. But they're going to use these concentration camps as rehabilitation camps and camps to put, quote-unquote, the patriotic Americans, which are in the tens of millions. They plan on filling those camps up for the purpose of saying if you're not going to take a flu bird shot or the flu virus, the H1N1 virus vaccination, you're going to have to go off to a camp. Well, I got news for them folks, because I'm not going in camp, and if they were to happen to ambush me, should we say, to get me to the camp, I'm not going to remain in a camp. I've been in a federal prison before, and I could have escaped from that place. So, and with armed guards, it'd be very easy to get out of one of these camps. Remember, we're in the numbers, folks. We're getting ready for a revolution, and Chris, I think we ought to get into that heavy, because it ties in with what we're talking about.
Well, I think that, a lot of, you can tell by the feeling out there, just as an example, what I've noticed is the TV about the town hall, the town hall speeches with the health care and all of that. And you see the anger, with the people and these politicians. You see people outside holding up signs saying, we're not taking it anymore, and you hear about all these militia groups and stuff, and they say they're ready. They're just blocked. They're loaded. They're ready to go. They're not taking.